Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. The big question is this: why is Tinubu not my president trending barely 48 hours to Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the INEC declared winner of the 2023 presidential election on May 29? Why is this trending? It is what we are going to look at right now and right away. Why is it trending? Tinubu is not my president. There are reasons why I think it is trending, and that's what I want us to look at. And if any lessons can be learned from it, especially particularly from those who are beneficiaries of the declaration. Maybe they will learn one or two things from our analysis of what happened, on why Twitter is abuzz with the hashtag Tinubu is not my president. So let's go. Now, there are reasons why I think that Nigerians have taken to social media to declare that Tinubu is not my president. And some of the reasons are not far-fetched. You may be aware of it, or you may not have thought of it. But one of it is because majority of Nigerians believe strongly that the presidential election was rigged, that it was not free and fair, that if the election was free and fair, that there was no way Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu could have won the election. And they look at the record of the ruling party that Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu represented. Almost everything got worse under them in terms of security. You can see that a recent report showed that 63,000 Nigerians were killed in the last 8 years. So they failed woefully in providing security. Inflation rate was single digit when they took over in 2015. In fact, the inflation rate in Nigeria was 8% in 2014, 9% in 2015 when they took over. Now inflation rate is over 23%, double-digit inflation. Nigeria became poverty capital of the world under their regime. So a whole lot of things made Nigerians to actually reject the APC. And you will see that Nigerians actually rejected the APC and their presidential candidate, which we'll get into. So based on that, many people voted against the APC. So, and that the APC emerged the winner in the thinking of most Nigerians is that the election was compromised, that the election was rigged. And their conclusion is not held by the fact that on February 25, 2023, when the election held, INEC that promised to transmit the result from the polling units to their IRIF on return failed to do so in the case of the presidential election, but was able to transmit the House of Assembly and House of Representative election result and the senatorial election result. So the fact that the same machine that was used for those three elections was able to transmit senatorial and House of Reps result and couldn't transmit the presidential election result means that many Nigerians believe that the presidential election was rigged deliberately. And up till now, as I talk to you, I have not been able to give Nigerians convincing reason why it failed to transmit the presidential election result. Okay? Because some of the I cannot give them reason. It was the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, who claimed that INEC came under attack. That was why they didn't allow the transmission of presidential election result. But this has been denied by the host of INEC server, which is Amazon Web Services, that there was no attack whatsoever against the server of INEC or the IRIF. So it didn't hold water. So this basically give Nigerians the conclusion that the election was rigged. And those who felt this much about it, they are the ones trending that Tinubu is not my president. The hashtag Tinubu is not my president. This is probably one of the reasons why people are doing that, why they are on Twitter to express their misgivings, they are upset about what happened, how INEC handled the election, which has now been adjudged the worst in Nigeria's history. So that is arguably one of the reasons why Tinubu is not my president is trending on Twitter this Saturday afternoon in Nigeria. Now, another thing that another reason you can also look at why this is trending is that the way that Tinubu and the APC, or Progressive Congress, the ruling party, they treated Nigerians with disdain. They treated Nigerians shabbily. Throughout the election period, there were a series of debates, presidential debates, which have become the norm in all democratic nations that run presidential system of government, that those who bring themselves out to become the president of a country must subject themselves to scrutiny. Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC refused to subject Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu to scrutiny by the Nigerian media. The Nigerian media is represented in the constitution as the fourth estate of Iran. The Nigerian media is to hold government accountable to the people. But you can see that APC and Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu held Nigerian media with disdain. All the debates that were held, they refused to attend. Aswad refused to attend so that he could be interrogated. He was never interrogated about whatever is his plans and programs for Nigeria. What he arranged was mere town hall meetings where he would rail out what he wanted to do. Okay, that is not how it's done in a true democracy. That's not done in the United States, where we borrow the presidential system of government. So a lot of Nigerians felt being treated shabbily. And now that the elections are alleged to have been rigged, many people are now even looking at it, say no wonder these people refuse to come for debate, because they know that they are going to compromise the election. So whatever Nigerians can do, they can go ahead and do, that they know that they are going to find a way to win the election, whether Nigerians like it or not. So those who felt angered by this attitude of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC, in which they showed scant regard for Nigerians by totally ignoring them. Because actually, in all presidential system of government in the world, debates are when you actually dig out the real feelings, ask the presidential candidate unexpected questions. That's when you really know his inner thoughts about a country, about his plans. But Tinubu was spared this usual scrutiny, and many Nigerians are not happy. And I can tell you for free, many of those who are saying that Tinubu is not my president are those who felt that, look, he didn't pass the test of scrutiny even to be president, because he didn't present himself to be scrutinized. Now he has emerged because he is the candidate of the sitting government. They have allegedly connived with INEC and did what they did and announced the results, and he's going to be inaugurated. So they want to make their point clear that he is not their president. But of course, in reality, whoever is sworn in is the president of Nigeria. But what I say that he's not their president in the sense that they want to express their rejection of his treatment of them when he campaigned. When he didn't show, there was no indication that he cared about their feelings or their thoughts, because he failed to present himself for scrutiny. Then there's also the big one. There's also the big one, which I think we should look into. This big one has to do with the constitution. We have to look at the constitution, what it said about who will emerge the president of Nigeria. Let me give you a typical example of this big one. And before I go into the big one of the reasons I think the INEC Nigerians are on Twitter and trending the hashtag Tinubu is not my president. Before I do that, if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, let us look at the presidential election result. In the presidential election result as released by INEC, let us also admit that these figures are highly disputed by Nigerians. But this is the figure we are working with because this is the figure INEC used in declaring Bola Ahmed Tinubu the president-elect. And the reason why May 29 is his day to be sworn in. Now, look at what the results show, which also explains a whole lot of things going on now in terms of the hashtag that is trending. After the presidential election, Bola Ahmed Tinubu got, as announced by INEC, 8,794,726 votes. Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party came second with 6,984,520 votes. Peterobi of the Labour Party came third with 6,101,533 votes, while Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso of the New Nigerian People's Party got 1,496,687 votes. Now, if you add the votes that Atiku, Obi, and Kwankwaso of the PDP, Labour Party, and NNPP respectively, the figures they got is 14,582,740 votes. Now you can see that this number is overwhelming. So almost 15 million Nigerians, or this 14.5, if you approximate it, it means that almost 15 million Nigerians rejected Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is unprecedented. It has never happened. Such a rejection has never been witnessed in a presidential election in Nigeria. Where when you add the total number of those who voted against a presidential candidate, it is so overwhelming. It was almost double the number of those that voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I hope that whatever happens, if the Supreme Court allows Bola Ahmed Tinubu to retain his position in the next 4 years, that lessons will be learned from this, that almost 15 million Nigerians rejected Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while only 8.7 million or thereabouts, only 8.7 million Nigerians voted for him. So you can see the overwhelming level of rejection. So nobody should be surprised that it is trending on social media that Tinubu is not my president. So it explains a lot of things. This level of rejection by majority of Nigerians. It shows that there was something that Nigerians didn't like, both about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC, that made them to so overwhelmingly rejected this political party. But somehow, they managed to retain the power, which is now believed to have been done through rigging, allegedly. which is now left for the court or the uh, tribunal and finally the Supreme Court to determine how this came about, whether it can stand or it will not stand. Now, this is the first time such a large number of voters are rejecting a person that will be inaugurated as president of Nigeria. Because if you look at our present recent political history, if you look at the numbers, you'll be amazed how this is really unusual and why Tinubu is not my president hashtag is trending. And I will not be surprised that it will trend throughout the period from this weekend, Saturday to Sunday and Monday and what have you, because of the way people feel about his emergence. Now, if you look at in 1999, Obasanjo won the presidency with 18,738,154 votes. Olufalaye got 11,110,287 votes. And you know, in this election, it was really a two-horse race between these two gentlemen. So you can see that his inauguration of Olusegun Obasanjo was a joyful occasion. There was nobody talking about interim government, nobody talking about people protesting and all that. Nobody made a fuss about it because it was an overwhelming majority of Nigerians rejected the Olufalaye and voted for Obasanjo. And at that time, even Obasanjo was rejected by the Southwest, his home region. But the rest of Nigerians found him worthy to be the president of Nigeria. So he won overwhelmingly, and he didn't have a situation where those who voted against him was more than those who voted for him. This same scenario also played out in 2003 when Obasanjo was going for second term. If you look at the result that came out, Obasanjo got 24,456,140 votes. The person that came second was Buhari at that time. He got 12,710,022 votes. Chief Odumegwu Ojukwu of the ABGA got 1,297,445 votes. Okay, Jim Wobodo of United Nigeria People's Party got 169,609 votes. Ganifa Omi of National Conscience Party got 161,333 votes. Now, there were so many other people, including Chris Okoti and all the rest of them. If you add all the results, you can go and do your own calculation. If you add all the results of those who voted against Obasanjo, Obasanjo still topped them in numbers, showing that he was really voted for by Nigerians. Nigerians are really voted for him. Okay, so there was not a case of what we are witnessing now, where overwhelming majority of Nigerians rejected the APC candidate and the APC itself during the presidential election. Okay, and the same thing, if repeated, you can go and cross-check the results of presidential election result 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019. There had never been a time when those who voted against a presidential candidate that emerged president-elect or the winner of the election was so overwhelmingly bigger than the candidate that was declared by INEC. So this is an unusual situation. So it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, any discernible Nigerian, why Tinubu is not my president hashtag is trending on Twitter. And I project and predict that will continue to trend between this weekend, Saturday, that it started trending up until perhaps after the inauguration of May 29 and going forward before it will go down a bit. That's my understanding. But these are some of the reasons why you see what is going on, why it is trending, why Nigerians don't feel that any kind of affinity to the incoming administration, unlike what we used to have in this country. Okay. Then another very important issue is the vexed issue of Section 134, subsection 2B of the 1999 Constitution, which states that a candidate for an election to the office of president shall be deemed to have been duly elected where there have been more than two candidates for the election. A, he has the highest number of votes cast at the election, and B, he has not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election, each at least 23 states of 20, at least 2/3 of all the states in the federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, many Nigerians believe that since as well Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC did not get up to 25% of the vote cast in Abuja as prescribed in this section of the Constitution, he ought not to have been declared the winner of that election. But he has been declared the winner. But many Nigerians believe that that section was being violated in the course of declaring him by INEC. And that even as he's being sworn in, many people strongly believe that that section was violated. It is now left for the Supreme Court to determine the final outcome of this matter. Okay, but already the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation in 2008, Michael Andwaka, had already told us in several occasions he appeared on Arise Television that the Supreme Court have settled this matter. That in 2008, in Buhari versus Umar Musa Yar'Adua, who was his principal in 2008 as president of Nigeria, the Supreme Court ruled that "and" in that section of the Constitution means conjunctive. It means that it is compulsory for you to get that 25% in Abuja if you are to be declared the president of the country or to be declared the winner of the election. But that was not done. And a lot of Nigerians believe that it was not right, and the only way they can do to show their anger is by protesting through their Twitter handles. And that is why Tinubu is not my president. It's apparently trending. Okay? Because we know that government has made it clear that nobody is allowed to protest. Unlike the United States and other democracies, where even if you don't like the president that was elected, you feel the election was rigged or something like that, people are allowed to protest on the street. This Nigerian government have warned that nobody should protest. So since nobody can protest on the streets, so that the streets can be peaceful, so that there will be a smooth transition, the only option that Nigerians have to show their arms or that they didn't approve of what happened was to take to their Twitter handle and to be part of the hashtag Tinubu is not my president. I think that's why it is trending. And there are more reasons. I'm not to talk with that. We're not mentioning the issue of Tinubu's forfeiture of $460,000 to United States government as proceeds of drugs. Now that alone is also another concern to many Nigerians who felt that it's not right that somebody who forfeited such an amount of money has now made the president. But there's little they can do about it until the court says otherwise, until the Supreme Court says otherwise. Their only means of protest is just by their Twitter handle, by going to social media to say, look, I'm part of this hashtag, Tinubu is not my president. That is my reading of why the hashtag Tinubu is not my president is trending this Saturday afternoon and is likely to continue to trend until after May 29. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.